Forbes just dropped their 2025 list of the most powerful females in sports. And guess who is sitting pretty at number 4? Caitlin Clark, who is also the top-ranked athlete on the list. Not just any superstar making waves, but the woman who turned a season worth $8.1 million into a complete redefinition of what female athletes can earn. But here is what is really wild. A'ja Wilson, who was awarded the number 15 spot, has had a reaction that has been absolutely unhinged. We are talking about a pattern of jealousy that started with Clark's Nike deal and has now reached a boiling point. The numbers do not lie, and neither do Wilson's public meltdowns. Before we break it down, let me ask you, why do you think A'ja Wilson is so jealous of Caitlin Clark? Let me know in the comments below. Let's talk about money. The average WNBA rookie walks away with about $60,000 in their first year. Caitlin Clark walked away with $8.1 million. That's not a typo. These numbers made seasoned players question everything they thought they knew about earning potential in women's basketball. Her WNBA salary was pocket change compared to what happened off the court. The league minimum for rookies sits around $64,000, and Clark's base salary was not much higher. But here is where things get wild. While other first-year players were calculating grocery budgets and splitting rent, Clark was sitting in boardrooms negotiating deals worth more than entire franchise valuations. The Nike contract set the tone for everything that followed. 8 years, $28 million guaranteed. That deal alone put Clark in territory no WNBA player had ever touched. Most veterans in the league had never seen a single endorsement deal worth a fraction of that amount. Clark secured generational wealth before her first professional season even started. But Nike was just the beginning. Gatorade came calling next, and this partnership put Clark & Company reserved for the absolute elite. We are talking about the same brand association as LeBron James and Serena Williams. No WNBA athlete had ever reached that level of corporate recognition. Gatorade does not just hand out partnerships to anyone. They invest in athletes who can move products and shift culture. Wilson Sporting Goods added another layer to Clark's growing empire. Not just any endorsement deal, but a partnership that made her the face of basketballs and equipment across multiple sports retailers, the first endorsement they had since Michael Jordan. Every time someone walks into a sporting goods store and sees Clark's face on basketball displays, that is revenue flowing directly into her accounts. Speaking engagements became another revenue stream that left other players speechless. Clark started commanding appearance fees for corporate events and conferences that exceeded what some WNBA players earn in entire seasons. Companies were not just paying for her basketball expertise. They were investing in her ability to draw crowds and generate buzz around their events. The television numbers tell the real story behind Clark's earning power. Games featuring Clark saw viewership jump by 400% compared to typical WNBA broadcasts. Networks started bidding against each other for rights to broadcast Fever games. Advertisers lined up to buy commercial time during Clark appearances. Revenue streams that had never existed in women's basketball suddenly became major profit centers. Stadium attendance followed the same pattern. Cities hosting Fever games saw ticket sales surge beyond anything they had experienced. Merchandise sales spiked everywhere Clark played. Local businesses around arenas reported increased foot traffic on game days. Clark was not just playing basketball. She was driving economic activity across entire metropolitan areas. Her social media presence translated directly into marketing value that brands could not ignore. Millions of followers engaged with every post, creating advertising reach that traditional sports marketing rarely achieves. Companies realized Clark could access demographics that had never shown interest in women's basketball before. The Forbes ranking as the top basketball earner made the financial gap crystal clear. Clark's $8.1 million dwarfed the next closest player, Sabrina Ionescu, who earned $6.3 million. That difference represents the premium brands were willing to pay for Clark's unique combination of talent and marketability. Corporate America recognized what basketball fans already knew. Clark possessed something special that could not be taught or replicated. Her potential stretched far beyond what any player had ever achieved because she brought new audiences into the sport while maintaining the respect of existing fans. The financial success proved female athletes could command serious money when they delivered the right combination of performance and personality. Clark did not just break earning records. She redefined what was possible for women's basketball players in terms of commercial appeal and market value. Certain veterans watched these developments with growing resentment, setting the stage for reactions that would reveal the true character of established players who felt their positions threatened. Wilson's resentment did not just appear overnight. This jealousy has been simmering for months, bubbling up through social media posts and interviews that reveal exactly how she feels about Clark's meteoric rise. The pattern started early and has only gotten worse as Clark's star has continued to shine brighter. The Nike deal announcement broke Wilson's composure first. While Clark was celebrating her historic contract, Wilson took to social media with posts questioning why rookies were getting treatment that veterans had to earn over years. She never mentioned Clark by name, but the timing made her target obvious. Wilson started sharing old photos of herself with Nike executives, reminding everyone that she had brand relationships too. That subtle campaign turned into something much more obvious over the following weeks. Wilson posted daily content about veteran accomplishments, newcomer expectations, and the importance of paying dues. Each post felt like a direct response to Clark coverage dominating sports headlines. Wilson's Instagram stories became a running commentary on media hype and undeserved attention. The I Have a Shoe Too campaign became Wilson's most desperate attempt to reclaim the spotlight. She started posting photos of her Nike signature shoe from every angle, tagging Nike in stories about veteran loyalty and longtime partnerships. Wilson even began sharing throwback content from her shoe launch events, something she had never done consistently before Clark entered the picture. Time magazine's Athlete of the Year announcement pushed Wilson over another edge. Her congratulations post for Caitlin Clark lasted exactly one sentence, and it included no personal message or excitement. Compare that to the multi-paragraph celebrations Wilson posted when other players win awards. Wilson's social media history shows she typically goes all out supporting fellow athletes, which made her lukewarm response to Clark stand out. The timing of Wilson's own shoe struggles made everything worse. Her Nike signature model was not moving units, while Clark's endorsements dominated sports business headlines. Retail reports showed Wilson's shoes sitting on shelves, while anything connected to Clark sold out immediately. Wilson could not escape the comparison between her established but stagnant brand presence and Clark's explosive market appeal. Speaking engagement jealousy became obvious when Wilson started posting about her appearance fees for the first time ever. She began sharing backstage photos from corporate events and mentioning speaking opportunities in ways that felt forced and unnatural. Wilson had been doing corporate appearances for years without broadcasting them on social media, but Clark's high-profile speaking deals suddenly made Wilson want everyone to know about her bookings. Wilson's social media behavior shifted toward questioning Clark's actual impact on the sport. She posted statistics about veteran scoring records, longtime WNBA viewership numbers, and established player contributions in ways that read like direct responses to Clark coverage. Wilson started using the phrase real impact and the phrase sustained excellence in ways that seemed designed to diminish Clark's achievements. Her comments about media attention became increasingly pointed as the season progressed. Wilson began making subtle digs about hype versus substance and the importance of proving yourself over time. These were not general observations about the league. Wilson's timing and word choices made clear she was responding to Clark's continued success and growing influence. The pattern reveals Wilson's core issue with Clark's rise. This is not about basketball performance or team success. Wilson's jealousy centers on watching someone else become the face of women's basketball practically overnight. She spent years building her brand and establishing herself as a league cornerstone, only to see Clark eclipse her relevance in months. Wilson's behavior shows a veteran player who cannot handle sharing the spotlight with someone more talented and marketable. Her passive-aggressive social media campaigns, lukewarm public support, and pointed comments about hype reveal a player threatened by change and progress in her sport. The Forbes ranking announcement became the moment Wilson's jealousy exploded into public view. All those months of subtle undermining and social media campaigns culminated in reactions that exposed her true feelings about Clark's success and influence. Forbes doesn't mess around when they rank the most powerful women in sports. Their methodology digs deep into real numbers that matter. They measure earnings, social media reach, endorsement value, and cultural impact across 5 key sectors. Clark dominated every single category that mattered, leaving the competition scrambling to keep up. The ranking process uses a weighted formula that prioritizes financial control and overall influence within the sports industry. Forbes analyzed proprietary team valuations, company revenue figures, media mentions, and social media engagement data. Clark's numbers in each category painted a clear picture of dominance that could not be ignored or disputed by anyone paying attention. Clark landed at number 4 on the overall list, making her the highest-ranked athlete among all the women included. She beat tennis legends who have been building their brands for decades. She surpassed Olympic champions with years of international recognition. Clark accomplished in 1 year what most athletes spend entire careers trying to achieve. Her social media presence exploded past established stars across multiple sports. Marketing executives started taking notice when Clark's engagement rates consistently outperformed athletes with much larger followings. Raw follower counts tell one story, but engagement rates reveal the real influence. Clark's posts generated interactions that translated directly into marketing value brands could not find anywhere else. The cultural impact measurement revealed something even more impressive about Clark's influence. She brought completely new demographics into women's basketball. Families who had never watched WNBA games became regular viewers. Young girls started playing basketball because they wanted to be like Clark. Corporate executives who had ignored women's sports suddenly saw profit potential they had never recognized before. Forbes specifically noted Clark's ability to drive revenue beyond her own earnings. Venues hosting fever games saw ticket sales surge. Cities experienced increased tourism and local business revenue on game days. Broadcast networks bid against each other for rights to air Clark's games. She created economic activity that rippled through entire communities wherever she played. Her crossover appeal into golf and other sports demonstrated influence that transcended basketball completely. Clark participated in Pro-Am golf tournaments that attracted mainstream media coverage. Sports networks featured her appearances across different athletic events. This multi-sport recognition represents something Wilson has never achieved despite years of trying to expand her brand reach. The endorsement portfolio diversity set Clark apart from typical single-sport athletes. Brands saw her as more than just a basketball player. Nike, Gatorade, and Wilson each approached Clark differently, recognizing her potential to reach audiences beyond traditional basketball fans. Her deals reflected marketing strategies usually reserved for global superstars who compete in multiple sports or entertainment industries. Clark's estimated $8.1 million in annual income signaled a shift in how female athletes are valued professionally. Forbes highlighted this financial success as evidence of her growing influence and marketability. The number represented more than just personal earnings. Clark's income demonstrated what becomes possible when talent meets the right marketing approach and cultural timing. The ranking confirmed Clark had become the most powerful force in women's sports within just 12 months after turning professional. Her placement above numerous other nationally renowned athletes who had been building their careers for years showed the unprecedented nature of her rapid rise to prominence. Forbes essentially validated what basketball fans already understood about Clark's impact on the sport and culture. The recognition followed her Time Magazine Athlete of the Year award and Associated Press Female Athlete of the Year honor, creating a pattern of mainstream acknowledgement that no WNBA player had ever received. Clark's presence established her as both a cultural and commercial force that redefined expectations for women's sports. In 2024, she drove 26.5% of the WNBA's total economic activity, while securing endorsement deals that underscored her growing influence in the sports business landscape. Wilson's reaction to Forbes crowning Clark as the most powerful female athlete revealed everything about her character and the toxic mindset she brings to the league. Clark's Forbes recognition proves that raw talent paired with genuine personality creates momentum that can't be stopped. Wilson's jealous outbursts show exactly what happens when established players feel their status slipping away. The numbers don't lie about who drives revenue and cultural impact in women's basketball. The 2026 season represents everything Fever fans have been waiting for. They're watching the foundation of a dynasty built around a player who transcends sports entirely. Clark's influence reaches far beyond basketball courts, into boardrooms and living rooms across America. Wilson can keep posting passive-aggressive social media content and throwing public tantrums about recognition she feels she deserves. Clark's impact has already reshaped what female athletes can achieve financially and culturally. Why do you think Wilson is so jealous of Caitlyn? Let me know down in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.